if you heard, but it was in all the news in the States that we had elections last week. And midterm elections, we call them. The president wasn't running, but everybody in the House of Representatives has to run every 2 years, and 1/3 of the Senate has to run. Well, it was a bloodbath, literally, for the House of Representatives. The Republicans took 60 seats at least. And so I'm not happy about that. But to me, it really makes little difference. What happens? Who's in power? The Republicans or the Democrats? So the Republicans come to power, and they're going to be able to just quicken, further escalate what somebody from the UK said is going to have to happen in America, savage austerity measures. Now, we don't get much from our government, so I don't really know what they're going to cut. But they are, I mean, we pay our taxes, and what do we get? What do we get from the government? Over 50% of our tax money goes to war and goes to the war machine. And that's not going to get cut. As a matter of fact, Barack Obama has the largest Pentagon, war budget, and police state, and intelligence budget of any president. Larger than since World War II, when we were in a world war. And so these savage austerity measures, like I said, I don't know where they're going to come from. We already have a retirement age of 67. Of course, they're going to raise that. You know, people can't even retire at 67 anyway. I don't know what Nancy Pelosi is going to do because she got kicked out as Speaker of the House, but I guess she can be a greeter at the Walmart or something. That's what our senior citizens have to do. Oh wait, but she's like the 10th most richest woman in Congress. And so anyway, what we have as a disadvantage in the United States is that all of our organized labor is in bed with the Democratic Party. Organized labor raises money for the Democrats. They tell everybody to go out and vote for the Democrats without making any demands on the Democrats. And so when we have these further austerity measures, they're going to be put upon us, like privatizing Social Security. Did you know that's what Idiot George said was his biggest failure as president? That he didn't privatize Social Security. It wasn't about the wars. It wasn't about over 1 million people being dead on his watch. It wasn't about torture. It wasn't about theft. It was that he didn't privatize Social Security. That was what he thought was his biggest failure. We really need to hold war criminals like George Bush and Tony Blair accountable. We should never let them have a minute of peace. And when Tony Blair's book had a book signing in Dublin and people were throwing stuff at him, I was like, right on. Because we're going to be in Dallas next week when George Bush breaks ground for his library, we like to call it. And just to tell people, yes, we realize George Bush isn't president. We realize Tony Blair isn't prime minister anymore. But to put a rein in on their policies that continue, they have to be held accountable. I think if somebody in the ruling class or the establishment or the government finally gets held accountable for their crimes, then maybe they would think twice about committing them. You know, the only person that got held accountable recently is Bernie Madoff, and his trial and his conviction and imprisonment happened so fast. You know why? Because he stole money from his own class. If he stole money from us, they would have a statue for him. But no, he stole money from his own class. Just choose one, I have 2 minutes left. or I've only been talking for 2 minutes. It's been so interesting, and the time has flown. And so, okay, I have 2 left. And so anyway, Paula is correct. I did run for Congress in 2008 against Nancy Pelosi in San Francisco. I had an independent left-wing campaign, and I came in second. I got almost 50,000 votes, which was extraordinary, considering that I dropped off the face of the earth. The media wouldn't cover me. We had to have a 5-month campaign just to get me on the ballot. And finally, we took 50,000 votes from Nancy Pelosi. And I'm here because there's a movement in the United States from the left wing, and that's the problem. In the United States, it's either focused on the Tea Party. You guys have heard of the Tea Party people, right? They get all the media coverage. They're just far extreme right-wing reactionaries. They get the coverage, but the left wing wants to fight with them. Who I think we have to fight with is the center. The center and the center left, they're the ones who are collaborating to impose all these things on me. But on me, or us, on everybody. And so anyway, there are some factions on the left in the United States that want me to run for president. And if I run for president, it would be on a left-wing socialist platform. And why am I doing this? Do I think that I'm going to be the next president of the United States? Do I even want to be the next president of the United States? You know, no matter what happens, that's a hard job. You go in looking like you're 47, and in less than 2 years, Barack Obama looks like he's 67. So, I don't necessarily want to be the president of the United States, because I'd be like what Bob Marley says, elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday or something. And so, but why do it then? Why am I going to put myself in this position again? I still have post-traumatic stress disorder from running against Nancy Pelosi. Why do I want to do this? Because the left wing in the United States is so disorganized. We haven't reached out to the working class, and we're all working class. It doesn't matter if we belong to a labor union or trade union or whatever. We are all, in the United States, we're either working class or looking for work in class. And we haven't made that attempt to tell the people in my country that if you don't have a job, if you don't have health care, if your children have to go in the military because they can't afford college, because they can't afford a job, it's not your fault, and you're not alone. It's the fault of the system that we live under. The capitalism is the root of all evil. And it's that system where we are slowly being sucked dry. There's not much more they can take from us. But they will take everything from us to support themselves. And we, in the United States, we worship this. We worship excess. We worship wealth. We think if Hillary Clinton can afford $1,500 a plate, which is my rent per month, for her daughter to have a wedding, a $24,000 cake. Barack Obama can take $50,000 per week vacations, when most people in the United States don't even make $50,000 per year. We worship that, but we have to say no, because you know why they can do that? Because they're stealing from us. And we need to have that visible campaign to organize everybody, city by city, state by state, region by region, to be able to stand up, to follow the lead of our brothers and our sisters, our comrades here in Greece, in Paris, in South America, wherever the struggle is, the United States, the people of the United States, we have to start doing our part. Thank you.